Welcome to my channel StarWire Daily. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates. Picture this. You're scrolling through your morning news feed when suddenly, there she is. Princess Catherine, the woman the world can't stop watching, stepping out with hair that tells a story we never saw coming. Gone are the honey blonde highlights that had royal watchers buzzing for months. In their place, the rich, chocolate brunette locks that first captured Prince William's heart all those years ago at St. Andrews University. But this isn't just about a hair appointment, darling. Oh no, this is about identity, transformation, and perhaps a return to something deeper, something more authentic. Because when a woman changes her hair, she's rarely just changing her hair. She's making a statement. And Princess Kate? Well, she's speaking volumes without saying a word. You know, there's something almost poetic about the timing of this transformation. Just as the world seems to be spinning faster than ever, just as the royal family faces scrutiny from every angle, Catherine appears to be grounding herself in who she's always been. The girl from Berkshire who caught the future king's eye not with artifice or pretense, but with her natural, effortless beauty. Let me take you back to where this blonde chapter began. It was subtle at first, so subtle that even the most dedicated royal watchers almost missed it. We're talking about a woman whose every strand of hair is photographed, analyzed, and dissected by millions around the globe. Yet somehow, those first golden highlights crept in like whispers of change, appearing in official portraits and public engagements with an almost mysterious quality. The transformation didn't happen overnight. No. Catherine is far too sophisticated for such dramatic gestures. Instead, we watched as her signature brunette slowly, methodically began to warm. Honey tones emerged in the summer sunlight during Wimbledon appearances. Golden threads caught the camera flash at state dinners. Each public appearance revealed a little more lightness, a little more experimentation. And we ate it up, didn't we? The fashion blogs went wild. Kate's new look, screamed the headlines. Style experts debated whether she was channeling California girl chic or preparing for a more relaxed royal role. Some whispered it was her way of subtly rebelling against the constraints of royal life. Others suggested it was simply a woman in her 40s exploring a new version of herself. But here's what makes this story absolutely fascinating. The blonde era coincided with some of the most challenging periods in recent royal history. Think about it. As Harry and Meghan's departure sent shockwaves through the monarchy, as the Queen's health declined, as public opinion of the royals faced unprecedented scrutiny, Catherine was literally lightening up. Was it coincidence? Or was it her way of softening her image during hard times? The psychology of hair transformation runs deeper than most people realize. When Meghan Markle straightened her natural curls before joining the royal family, it spoke to assimilation. When Princess Diana chopped off her locks in the 80s, it screamed independence. And when Catherine went blonde, well, that might have been about adaptation, finding ways to evolve within an institution that doesn't always embrace change. But now, just as suddenly as those blonde highlights appeared, they're gone. Vanished, replaced by the rich, lustrous brunette that defined her early royal years. The shade that graced her wedding day. The color that photographed so beautifully against her sapphire engagement ring, Diana's ring, during those first official portraits as William's fiancée. The hair transformation isn't happening in isolation, either. Oh no, this is part of a larger narrative that's been unfolding before our eyes. Catherine has been stepping into her role as the future queen consort with unprecedented confidence. Her public speaking has become more polished, more personal. Her charitable work has taken on deeper meaning and broader scope. She's not just attending events anymore. She's leading conversations about mental health, early childhood development, and social change. It's almost as if the return to Brunette represents a return to her authentic self, but an evolved version. The woman who first fell in love with William, but seasoned by years of public service, motherhood, and navigating one of the world's most scrutinized institutions. Let's talk about the technical aspects for a moment, because Catherine's hair game is absolutely masterful. This isn't your average salon visit, darling. The princess works with the most exclusive colorists in London, Experts who understand that every shade must photograph perfectly under every type of lighting, from the harsh flash of paparazzi cameras to the soft glow of state dining room chandeliers. The return to brunette required careful planning. You can't just strip away months of highlighting without risking serious damage. We're talking about a gradual process, probably involving multiple appointments with deep conditioning treatments, gloss applications, and careful color correction. The end result? Hair that looks effortlessly natural but represents hours of professional expertise. But here's where it gets really interesting from a royal protocol perspective. Hair color might seem trivial, but remember, Catherine represents the British monarchy on the global stage. Every choice she makes is interpreted as a message from the institution itself. When she went blonde, some saw it as the monarchy modernizing, becoming more approachable, more relatable to contemporary audiences. The return of brunette, then, could signal something else entirely. A return to tradition? A response to criticism that the royals were becoming too celebrity-like, too Hollywood? Or perhaps it's simpler than that. Maybe it's just a woman who tried something new and decided she preferred the original. What strikes me most about this transformation is how it mirrors Catherine's entire journey as a royal. She entered this institution as an outsider, the first commoner to marry an heir to the throne in centuries. She experimented, she adapted, she found her footing. The blonde phase might have represented that experimental period, the time when she was still figuring out her royal identity. But now she's confident in who she is within this ancient system. She knows her strengths, understands her role, and perhaps most importantly, she's earned her place not through birthright, but through dedication and grace under pressure. The return to brunette feels like a declaration. This is who I am, and I'm comfortable in my own skin. The timing is particularly poignant when you consider what's happening in the broader royal landscape. With Charles as king and William as heir apparent, Catherine's role has fundamentally shifted. She's no longer just the Duke of Cambridge's wife. She's the future queen consort, the woman who will one day stand beside William as he leads the monarchy into its next chapter. This new responsibility requires a different kind of gravitas, a different kind of presence. And perhaps the return to her signature brunette is part of preparing for that role, literally and figuratively returning to her roots while stepping into her future. But let's not ignore the personal side of this story, because ultimately, Catherine is a woman, a mother, a wife navigating her 40s with the entire world watching. The blonde experiment might have been about many things, but it was also probably just about having fun with her appearance during a time when so much of her life is dictated by duty and protocol. Think about it. When was the last time you changed your hair color? How did it make you feel? For most of us, it's a small act of rebellion, a way to shake things up, to see ourselves differently in the mirror. For Catherine, even such a personal choice becomes public property, analyzed and critiqued by millions. The return to brunette might represent something beautifully human, a woman who experimented with change and ultimately decided she preferred the person she's always been. There's something deeply relatable about that, something that makes her feel more accessible despite her extraordinary circumstances. And let's talk about how this plays into her relationship with William. These two have been together for over 2 decades now, through university, their early 20s, engagement, marriage, parenthood, and now their evolution into senior royals. William fell in love with a brunette Catherine, married a brunette Catherine, and now he's seeing his wife return to those roots while simultaneously growing into her most powerful self. There's also the practical consideration of aging gracefully in the public eye. Catherine is 41 years old, photographed constantly, expected to look flawless at every appearance. Brunette hair is often more forgiving than blonde as women age, easier to maintain, more sophisticated. Perhaps this transformation is partly about longevity, choosing a look that will serve her well through decades of public service ahead. What fascinates me most is how this hair transformation reflects broader themes in Catherine's public persona. She's always been masterful at evolution without revolution. She modernizes tradition rather than abandoning it. She brings fresh energy to ancient protocols while respecting their significance. The blonde phase represented experimentation within boundaries. She didn't go platinum or make dramatic cuts, just gentle highlights that softened her look without completely transforming it. Similarly, the return to brunette isn't a dramatic rejection of change, but rather a thoughtful decision to embrace what serves her best. And can we talk about how absolutely stunning she looks? The return to rich brunette has brought out the intensity in her eyes, the warmth in her complexion. It photographs beautifully against the jewel tones she often wears, those sapphire blues that match her engagement ring, the deep emerald greens that complement her role as patron of various environmental causes. The styling has evolved too. The brunette hair is being worn with more texture, more movement. It's polished but not perfect, sophisticated but not severe. It strikes that perfect balance that Catherine has mastered in every aspect of her public presentation. Approachable royalty, relatable refinement. But perhaps what this transformation really represents is confidence. The confidence to try something new, the confidence to return to what works, and most importantly, the confidence to make personal choices despite public scrutiny. In a world where women are constantly told they need to reinvent themselves, Catherine's hair journey suggests something different. That growth doesn't always mean dramatic change. That evolution can be subtle, and that sometimes the most powerful transformation is simply becoming more authentically yourself. As we watch Catherine continue to evolve in her role as future queen consort, this return to brunette feels symbolic of larger themes in her journey. She's tried new things, learned what works, and now she's settling into her power with the kind of quiet confidence that can't be manufactured or faked. The blonde phase was beautiful, experimental, and perfectly executed. But the return to brunette? That feels like coming home. It's the hair color of a woman who knows exactly who she is and isn't afraid to own it. And isn't that what we all want? Really? The confidence to be ourselves, to try new things when we feel called to, but ultimately to embrace what makes us feel most authentically us? In a world of constant pressure to change, evolve, and reinvent, Catherine's hair journey reminds us that sometimes the most radical act is simply being comfortable in your own skin. So what do you think about Catherine's return to brunette? Does it signal a new chapter in her royal journey? Or is it simply a personal preference? Have you ever had a hair transformation that felt symbolic of larger changes in your life? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed diving deep into the psychology and symbolism behind Catherine's style choices, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've got so much more royal analysis coming your way. From fashion choices that send political messages to the hidden meanings behind jewelry selections, we're breaking down every aspect of how the royals communicate through their appearance choices. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss our latest royal insights. And give this video a thumbs up if you found Catherine's hair journey as fascinating as I did. Trust me, when you start looking at royal style choices through this lens, you'll never watch a public appearance the same way again. Until next time, keep watching, keep analyzing, and remember, in the world of royalty, nothing is ever just about what it appears to be on the surface.